has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
Fielded in the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. The Dolphins take the field with Mista1daful13, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
Two and now on first down. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On first down, Mista1daful13. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and...
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
There you go.
Josh Allen in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. Commanding the offense will be the highly touted USC product, Sam Darnold.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Jags have taken the early lead. What an excellent run, and from the beginning, the defense just looked a little fooled, a little out of position.
A little bit frozen, too, because when you hand the ball inside, you lose sight of it oftentimes as a defender, and your eyes naturally gravitate to the quarterback. And before they realized it, he was off and running through the thick of the line while the quarterback faked it and carried it outside.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0.
Taken in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 54 yards.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working, and they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
From the gun, it's Tua.
That's complete to his receiver, Ayuk.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Jaguars' 45.
And again, this time to the tailback. Just a yard in the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
Oh, they both.
Sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. A 10-yard pickup.
Could have been 4th,
and
and they both
first
went
down.
by.
On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Now a handoff here to his running back.
No, Ricky.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big game there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
Oh, snap.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun.
Oh, he left him.
Touchdown, Dolphins.
Oh, that was crazy.
Touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but how about them just taking it?
The Dolphins get there.
He did not want to throw the ball.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
It's 2nd down.
He did not want to throw that.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Darnold. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he'll give it here to his running back.
Oh,
he's
get out
going to
of
be
here.
short of a 1st down as they'll get to him at about the 33. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to small up the ball carrier.
And they are going for it. Darnold.
Oh, that's fast on the corner. First of all, he should have never been able to catch it. He was beat, literally.
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes
Just take control of my running
He
back.
finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
It's 2nd.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, get out of here, man. This guy, bro.
And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery, and
He bunched everybody up on that corner. Or if I scrambled out, I had nowhere to
And
go.
Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
They just been playing computer trying to be on one.
That'll be taken about a yard deep.
And with a marker
Now we
down,
got a
he's
hold
just past the 25-yard
on the
line,
road.
but I think they're going to be going backwards.
There you
Let's
go.
check the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. When that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Big hold of the 30. And some room to work. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 58 yards. A wet track like this, I don't know if it helps anybody, but it probably helps the offensive player running the ball more than the defense.
And while they're doing that, there's also the matter of focus. Not letting the elements get in the way of still doing everything you're supposed to do. Although you do think to yourself, I've got to hold it a little bit tighter and be more careful with my footing.
He was careful, got a big run out of it. Rolling to his right. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up.
The kicker on.
So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know in this game,
Nah,
sometimes
here we
you
go
have
with
to know when
this.
to break
I
the
had
rules
accuracy and
because
everything.
we all know
And
most
he
guys
still
going to
missed
football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct.
I'm all in the
sometimes, right? They
accuracy
just take
ball
over.
with that kick.
Instinct
And
and
he
vision. Sometimes
still
you
made
see
him
people
miss
who
it.
are
He
open,
still
you're
went
able
to
to
the
get
right.
it to him.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Ain't nothing you can do about that, bro. That's a perfect kick. Accuracy, everybody.
Miami set to take over.
And they'll be
Yeah,
looking to
he
build
said,
off of a
I'm
nice
gonna
drive
go
last
make
time, a drive that really relied on the
All
quarterback.
right, let's go.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. 4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. On 2nd down, Tua. On the slant, able to find Ayuk. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
We'll take that.
He's picked off at his own 46. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
He just ran past that
3
ball.
yards on the pickup there, and
Got
it'll
2
be
hands
2nd
on him.
down.
He just
Yeah, I
ran
don't know if
by.
it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run,
Yeah.
all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Is it?
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And the throw going to be incomplete.
He caught it and then threw it back up in the air. Instead of pulling it down for
possession on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3
plays.
I have to admit that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And they will have a 1st down as they are definitely in field goal range now down at the 20-yard line.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down.
At the 20-yard line.
So a very tight first half. Okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
13.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive.
Why is it the tight end on this play?
Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And
I don't know why it's the tight end. It's always been the receivers and running backs, but now it's
just
the
a
tight
yard
end.
on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it
Come on,
across
Dion. You can't do
midfield.
that. You can't cover everybody.
21 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
I didn't ask for him to juke when he got the ball. I just wanted to run and get my little 4-5 yards. Y'all made him juke, and then he got hit in the back.
He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now this time he'll look to throw.
Okay.
And his throw here is incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And that'll make it 3rd down.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver. And it results in an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Darnold. And he finds a man on the crossing route.
And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. Faking the give, Darnold. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds.
He didn't have to do too much juice.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
First and goal.
He got 29 yards that time. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. With his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
He'll set up to throw for the gun.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat, but a first down. Now Tua. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
I cannot tell what both of them.
Before he works it past the 50. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
7-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back.
No, Ricky.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. And he'll give it here to his running back.
Ricky.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. Jaguar pressure and a
Jaguar.
Miles Jack in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up
we have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. Second and 4.
Okay, I couldn't go anywhere. They wouldn't let me. I would have never ran in the Jaguars.
He had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Off off of play action. Darnold. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
39 yards. Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now they try the right side here. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Well, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. He took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
He didn't even want to pick up the block. He just let him go. Like, ah, you got it.
Second and 9 now. Forced out to
okay, it won't let me run. It's keeping me in the pocket.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum
shifted to the shut down that play. Just make it why I can't run out of the pocket.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming.
Swap.
This is 3rd and long.
Swap.
Play action. It's Darnold. And he finds a man on the crossing route.
Don't worry about
and
no
they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Darnold from the red zone now. And he's going to go down. Back in the 24.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll get him to the ground.
I don't know why he runs until the dude getting blocked. Just run through the hole and run, bro.
At the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
He leaned up against
the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Darnold from the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete.
Bless you.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Ooh, they want me to go for it. Nah, I can't do that. Ooh.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And
we're going to take our points and go back to you.
And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some...
Now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose. And the Jags grab it, and that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown.
Oh, wow, Landon, did you mash him?
So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Wow, he mashed him. And then picked it up and ran it in.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point.
And he missed it. I got the accuracy again, and they made him miss again. Wow.
He's missed so far.
It don't matter. We won. It's sold up. They wrong for that.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So Tua and the Dolphins down by 16. A minute 46 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Tua to try again on second down. Looking for Ayuk.
Oh, he caught that.
And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. And he'll take this into the end zone.
Dude, they scored with like 10 seconds. And I know under 20 seconds. Goodness gracious.
Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step one, the touchdown. You need a two-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if you're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for two again. That's why teams are practicing multiple two-point plays.
We saw that Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots.
Just one for the end is a score. He only got one.
Over yet.
Not at all. Now, get the football back. That's the first thing. However you do it, get the ball back and then manipulate the clock with your offense because you've got to get the ball into the end zone.
I appreciate that, man.
They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And some room to maneuver. 20. And he's
across for a touchdown. You ain't fast enough, buddy. You ain't fast enough, boy. He shot over there, though, like a miss.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally.
Yeah, it's over,
I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you got to feel good about your chances.
Say I got -6 speed, but I really
extra point attempt to follow here.
Dude, come on, man.
He misses another one.
3 times I'm in the accuracy bar, and they're making him miss. Come on, man. That just ain't right. That's
so
3
with the
times.
PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
He's trying to run kick out.
Take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he will find his man on the outside. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
Looking to pass. Tua. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Tua to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Tua now on 1st down.
He'll get this underneath to Montgomery.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Now a desperation throw, deep depth, and this is taken in at the 5.
Oh, he jumped in front of my man.
Will use the last of their
He said no kick today.
as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Tua setting up shop to throw again. The quick slant caught. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly.
Yeah, that's holding.
And this one could be coming back.
Yep.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
And he finds Montgomery complete. Not much there, only a yard.
3 seconds, buddy.
Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 13.
One final try for Tagovailoa. And that will be incomplete.
Dang.
They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game.
22.
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Jaguars, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to